The whole system needs to be overhauled. What you're talking about is something that is because you're dealing within an insane construct that is our current economic system.
And that we've allowed these wages to go stagnant instead of indexing them the way we should have.
You're absolutely right, because of the cost of healthcare for many years has caused corporations of large middle-class corporations to not hire and take on more employees, and in case some lay off some of the ones that they have. Not as much recently, but that did take place, and that is factual, but not in the majority sense.
But Sean, I also want to address your point again about increasing youth unemployment. Well, youth unemployment is actually incredibly high at this point. So what would change? The way that we see it is, if you increase the minimum wage and you give people more money to spend in the system, they're going to buy more things. That is going to increase demand. That is going to increase youth hiring, even if they pass. And I'm assuming that that's exactly what they would do. They would pass along all of the costs, the increased labor costs, and they ran the numbers on this, that it would be $3.2 billion a year in increased labor costs. If they passed that all along to the consumer, 100%, that essentially would keep their entire bottom line intact, essentially, and they wouldn't end up having to spend any more on labor because it would be essentially put down to the consumer. What would be wrong with that? I'm pretty sure people would be okay with eating $12 a year in extra costs.
Yeah, I'm
because
sure
of the benefits to the society. Why don't they do it?
But to me, that's an argument why the workers at Walmart should go on strike, but not for the. But
right.
But to your general point about increasing demand and then increasing economic growth, I mean, that's a Keynesian economic theory. I don't believe in Keynesian economic theories that stimulating demand increases growth. But what I do want to talk about is Australia. Everybody likes to bring up that Australia's minimum wage is $15. But the Australians were smart enough to realize that that kind of minimum wage hurts youth. So their youth minimum wage for a 15-year-old is less than $6.
But that's a 15-year-old who lives with your parents.
Well,
we're talking about people who are 18 and older who are trying to get into a job market.
I'm not done. When you're 16, it goes up to $6. It's a graduated system.